But little mouse, you are not alone, in proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men go often askew and leave us nothing but grief and pain for promised joy. I'm Rue399 guys, and today I'm going to be bringing you a domination game on Invasion. This is a ground war game, and as you can see we are playing against an entire party of a clan, well, a big clan. Now, you may wonder why I just read that segment of a poem to you just then. Now, excuse me, that poem is an English translated from a Scottish poem written a fair while ago, I believe. And basically what it says is, it says it doesn't matter how much you plan something or how good you are at doing something, there's always a chance that you can mess up and everything can just fall to pieces in front of you. You know, like, I picked it and I thought I'd read it out to you guys because these guys, there's 9 of them, I think. There's 9 people all in the same party. But we seem to win. Now, I'm not partnered up with anybody in this game. I came in as a complete random. I'd like to let you know also the class I'm using was a suggested thing from a subscriber checklist. The guy's name was, let's have a look here, I've got up my notes, Lasse Vindberg, sorry. I couldn't really pronounce the name too well, so I had to try and figure it out. He suggested that I use the UMP with silencer and the Spaz 12 and all that. Everything that's in the class that I'm using here is in this video. But I didn't expect to be thrown into this, and I thought, right, okay, we've got to get B because you know these guys, they probably know that they're going to get B. When you come across 9 people in a party, you automatically expect them to know what they're doing. And for whatever reason, we're here winning, and this is the situation for nearly all of the game. There's one moment where we become dominated and we still manage to flip it around. We're complete randoms. You may see a couple of microphones on the left there, people talking to each other, but they don't know each other. I heard at the start of the game that they weren't partnered up. They just said, hey dude, do you want to work together on this? And they did. So I think the poem is kind of significant. If you'd like to see the entire poem, it was just a segment. I think there's about 5, 6, maybe even up to 8 stanzas in the thing. I'll leave a link in the description below. There you'll find the Scottish translate and the English version as well. But I've been doing in English. There's a film that we were watching, or a story or a novel that we were reading. It's called Of Mice and Men. I think a lot of people over in the UK, especially if they're in school, secondary school in the last years, will read this book. And it got me thinking, it really did get me thinking. I don't know where I'm going with this at the moment. But I guess I'm going to talk about clans really, because the opposite team is I'm going to assume they're a full clan. They may not be, but it seemed as if they were, because at the end they were bitch talking an awful lot as well. But my clan history, let's have a look here. In Modern Warfare 2, I wasn't really in a clan, but back in World at War, going even further back again, I was in a clan. I was in a pretty successful one as well. It may not seem it or may not look like it, but I was in a clan called Preds, and I used to run it. Now, this thing used to be a couple of my friends. I never met them, and they're online friends. It was on the Xbox as well. They're called Preds because my gamer tag used to be Saint Predator, and I thought I'd make the clan up and thought we'd go and do some game battles, and it was kind of alright. We seemed to know what we were doing. I'd often have a couple of people going one way, you know, and we'd split the team up into different sections and sectors, I guess. We'd have a strategy and a plan that would normally work for us. The only time it wouldn't really work is if we came up against a load of people who were just kind of rushers. We couldn't really hold them kind of people down, but normally people who go into it was search and destroy we used to play. I'll get knife son in ball scratch mode, says Tabe. Oh dear, I love Tabe, he's a great guy. Oh dear. So yeah, we'd be in search and destroy, and I'd often pick up the bomb. And a guy would follow the guy with a bomb, and he'd take the front, and he'd sort of scout for people. Then other guys would go. I think if there was 4 people in the team, we'd have one guy sort of scouting around, like sort of doing a bit of rushing, and then we'd have another guy sort of go up one flank, and the guy with a bomb would be following a guy who was kind of a defense guy. He'd sort of walk around the other side of the flank, and we'd do our thing. And it was very rarely we were sort of beaten. But going back to the whole thing, no matter how well you plan something out, you can always be sort of crumbled upon and stomped on. I mean, everybody will be beaten once in their life, at least, and we'd always come across it. We'd find it would be the Russians that would ruin us eventually, because we'd be taking our time, and they'd just come in and overrun entirely. And a couple of the team members would just get annoyed by this, but I was kind of like, come on, we gotta rethink our strategy here. And they're like, no, our strategy's fine, it's just they're too good for us. You know, they took a different approach to things, and after that I think the clan kind of, Painkiller, oh god, there was a moment the other day, it may even be in this game, I came across a Painkiller guy, full on shot him in the face with a spaz, and he still got me. So I think we're still the flags have changed. Instead of having the original spawn flag and B, we've gone to their spawn, taken their flag, and doing our thing. Anyway, guys, what clans have you been in? I mean, in the way of GB teams, serious or just for fun? I mean, I know a lot of people, they don't think they're in a clan or in a team, but they may have 4 or 5 people which they play with just sort of all the time when they're online. You could call that a clan or a group or something like that, whatever you want to call it. Because if you ever sort of play with a load of people, you end up learning their play style, and you kind of know how to adapt to how they play. For example, last summer I used to rush a lot, and especially in domination, I'd go in and sort of go for the 3rd flag. I'd spawn rush really. But the 4 or 5 people I used to play with never did that, and they would get really annoyed with me because I was effectively ruining the game for them, because I'd completely do the opposite of what they were trying to do. I'd flip the spawn instead of keeping them in one area, and they'd get kind of annoyed by that. But after a couple of days, in fact, because days in playtime is quite a lot really, you can learn a lot in Modern Warfare 2, and especially any Call of Duty, in a couple of days, if you put your mind to it. In a couple of days, I had it locked down. I'd stopped using submachine guns. I picked up the assault rifles. All of that's Semtex fail. Jesus. I'd picked up the assault rifle or a sniper rifle or even an LMG. Sort of hung back a little bit, changed my kill streaks up a little bit, and started playing a lot better. And I had adapted to their kind of play style. Look at these guys. The thing I don't understand is they would just run and they'd sit on the flag. They would just come in and plonk their ass down on B, as if it was like B for bottoms. B for bottoms, you know what I mean? They'd just come in and sit down. I think we've been overrun, in fact. Yeah, I think they've got all the flags now. So I thought, right, okay, I'm going to go over here and try and capture their flag, flip the spawn again. I think there's a guy up there. I think he gets me for the first time, but I think I just run back and try and get it again. Or we may even try... Yeah, we've got B, so I go back and get the other flag and leave them up in our spawn. Our original spawn. Sorry, my accent showed through there. I can't say certain words properly, so I tend to stumble on them. Crikey. I thought that guy was an enemy, but he turns out to be ours. So I thought, yeah, here's an example of the whole spawn thing. I don't think I flipped the spawn, but I sort of got a little closer than I maybe should. I still like rushing spawn, but I don't go too aggressively. I've kind of got that hybrid of defense and offense, if you know what I mean. I go close enough to get kills, but I don't go too close where it just ruins the entire thing. And as we're a bunch of randoms in this game, nobody knows each other, it was a good move for me not to go and flip the spawn. Ah dear, I think I can get B back fairly easy here. I think I capture it on my own, and there was a moment where I just sit on the flag and do exactly what they did and capture the flag. I don't get that. I think this may be here. Like, I'm sort of scouting around looking for people. I do the YY thing, or the triangle because I'm on the thing, but he throws a grenade. I would have got that then because he didn't see me. I think he just tubed me. Oh man, I think the game's coming to a close anyway, guys. Maybe a couple of moments left, but I don't know. Where did I get shot from behind there? Oh dear. They're using Scrambler as well. I think they've got their classes right. I couldn't understand whilst I was playing the game what the hell they were doing wrong. I seriously do not get it. Oh man, they've just resorted to RPGs. I didn't understand. If you've got 9 people you all know fairly well together in a team, and you're up against a team of randoms, how is it possible to lose? I don't get it. Like, they must have just been really, really bad players. That's all I can that's the only thing I can put it down to. What do you think, guys? What's your opinions on all this? I hope you enjoyed today's commentary. I know it's been fairly long. As I said, links in the description to the Scottish and English version of that poem that I read out at the start. My Facebook and Twitter links shall be in the description below. And I'd like to thank the guy who suggested this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Rue399 signing out.